for the honour of Graceful. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be doing the She-Rat and the Princesses of Power book tag. So to my knowledge, this is from my very extensive YouTube research. This is a original tag. So I wanted to do this in celebration of the final season of She-Rat, which is coming out tomorrow, which I'm so excited for. So if for some reason you haven't watched it, you should, especially if you like things like Avatar: The Last Airbender or The Dragon Prince. Yeah, like those three, so Avatar, Dragon Prince and She-Rat are like my holy trinity of animated shows, and they just make your heart so happy. Yeah, it's just really good, like all the character growth and the kind of character relationships, and yeah, it's just so much fun. So yeah, I would highly recommend watching if you haven't already. And also, to watch this tag or to participate in this tag, you don't have to have watched the show, because the prompts are based on the characters, but the actual prompts themselves have got nothing to do with the show, if that makes sense. Which it might not, but you'll see when we get into the video. So yeah, so let's just get into it. So first up we have our leading lady, which is ADORA. So for that prompt you have to pick your favourite dumbass Gryffindor character. So if you know me at all, you know I love a good dumbass in books. So yeah, and ADORA, she's like such a Gryffindor as well, so she's so great. And so for that I've chosen the character Kieran from The Ruin of Kings. So I read this recently and like he's like, Kieran is just the definition of like pure of heart, dumb of ass Gryffindor. Yeah, he's so cute. This is a really good book actually. I read it recently and it's quite like convoluted. There's a lot of like family politics and stuff, but it was really good. It's like kind of everything I wanted Name of the Wind to be. I think mainly because I like Kieran a lot more than I like Kaveh. But yeah, so this was a great one. So that's my pick for that prompt. So then the next prompt is CATRA, who's like my favourite female villain of all time. Well, her and Azula are like tied. But yeah, she's so good. And all her little "Hey Adora." That's so good. For that prompt I've chosen favourite female villain. So for me that is Minya from Strange the Dreamer. So she's just such a great character, Minya. She's like, I don't know, I think she's honestly my favourite character in this duology. And I just love how like she's kind of, so first of all I'm a sucker for the like trope of an older character in a like young character's body or something. Like N.K. Jemisin is the best of that. But yeah, this is also, so I just love how she's kind of manipulative, but like she's doing it almost, well, she thinks she's doing it for the good of the others. And unlike some villains who are just kind of being evil for the sake of being evil, all kind of Minya's actions, and even though she's been doing like some bad things, her actions are actually, they have benefited all her kind of siblings. So yeah, so I think that's quite interesting, and also how she's dealing with trauma as well, I think is fascinating. So yeah, so that's that one. So then next we have Swiftwind, which is your favourite animal companion. So Swiftwind is actually kind of annoying in this show. I don't really like him that much, but I wanted to choose one of my favourite like animal companions, because they're one of my favourite thing in books, like either animal companions or like talking companions, and like talking inanimate companions, which you'll see what I mean in a sec. But yeah, they're just my favourite thing. So for this one I have a couple. I'm really bad at just choosing one. So I have Tensoon from the Mistborn series. So I've got the Hero of Ages because that's the one he kind of features most prominently in. But yeah, he's just a great character, and I love his like banter with Vin. He's just great. And also I love in the era 2 they have Suni pups. That's so cute. But yeah, so I really love him. And then also I really love Rao from the Aeronauts Windlass. So this book is really good. It has really good, this is such a like weird thing, but it has really good cat representation, which sounds strange, but you get the POV of a cat and it's just literally exactly what a cat would be thinking. Or well, I obviously don't know what a cat would be thinking, but it's just written so well. Like it's so like cat-like. I don't know how to describe it any better than that. And then I also of course love Church from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. He's a great little cat, but yeah, he's not really talking, whereas Tensoon and Rao are. So yeah. Next one is Glimmer. So she is our favourite princess, and the prompt for that one is to choose your favourite princess or queen from a fantasy book. Or it doesn't have to be a fantasy book, I mean it could be historical fiction. So for that one I would either choose, so this is a bit of a spoiler for the Red Rising series, so maybe skip ahead a little bit if you haven't read that. I'll put a timestamp or something. And so that is Mustang or Virginia from the Red Rising series. So I just love her, and like when she becomes sovereign it's so badass. She's just so great, and I just love how kind of she's like a very strong character, but she's also quite caring as well. And like I love how in Morningstar she's kind of testing Darrow, like seeing whether he can be like compassionate as well as kind of being ruthless, which I thought was really good. So yeah, I really love her. And also she kind of goes through the run of it a bit in Dark Age, but she kind of comes out stronger. So that's always good. And then also I really love Elisa from the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy. I love how she has a quieter strength, which I think really comes through in the series, and she's just kind of growing into herself and growing into her confidence, which I think is really great to see as well. And the next prompt is Mara. Mara is the previous She-Ra. So that one is your favourite chosen one. So I think we could probably all pick Harry Potter, but I'm going to choose someone different, and that is Sophie from Key for the Lost Cities. So I just love Sophie. Well, I love all the characters in that series, but Sophie's just such a good kind of protagonist, because she's like one of the few series where I actually like the protagonist. Is probably one of my top 3 favourite characters. Usually I'm more of a fan of side characters, but she's just so great, and the way she kind of grows into such a good leader, and like how she cares for all her group of friends, she's just so great. And I think, and she does struggle with some of the like usual things that the chosen one struggles with, but yeah, she's just really great. And I think it's great how she's kind of challenging the world that she's been thrust into, because they obviously, the elves have like maybe some backwards views, and Sophie's kind of saying, well, we could take this from the humans and this from the elves and then put that together and make it better. So yeah, I really like her. So then the next character is Double Trouble, who is a recent addition to the She-Ra cast, but they're so great. They're just so funny, and yeah, I love them. For that one is your favourite gender defying character. So for that, I'm going to choose Alex Fierro from Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series. That might be the wrong name. From the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan. So I just love Alex. They're so kind of fierce, and I love their banter with Magnus. Yeah, it's just like kind of a good like sunshine grumpy dynamic as well, which I really love. And also kind of the Child of Loki stuff, because like my favourite characters in the other Rick Riordan series, Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus, that one I really love Nico and Hazel, because they're like Hades' children. And yeah, in this one I really love Alex, who's Loki's child. So yeah, so I love them. So then the next one is LIGHTHOPE. So LIGHTHOPE's like the AI. So for that one I've chosen your favourite like sassy AI in a book. So I have 2 for this one. I'm really bad at like picking one. So I have Aiden, Aiden from Illuminae. So Aiden's just so great. He's like, I don't know how to describe him really. He's like this mass murdering AI, but he's just so sweet as well, which sounds really counterintuitive. But yeah, he's just so great. And yeah, and all the, when it's his like narration is just so great. And he's the one who's chatting or whatever, because in this book you have quite unique formats. So it's like chat features, and yeah, he's just so great. I'm really bad at articulating my thoughts, but yeah. And also Mbot from Skyward, he's just the best. I love him so much. He's so funny, and it's like little obsession with mushrooms. And in the audiobooks he's like randomly Scottish, which is so weird, but it just fits him so well. He's a great character as well. So then next we have ENTRAPTA, who is I think my favourite character in She-Ra. She's just so great, and I love how like sciencey she is, and she's just like, she's there for the experiments, like all the other stuff is just like for that one I've chosen a STEM positive book. So STEM is science, technology, engineering and maths. And for that, all character. So for that one, for book, I mean, I couldn't choose. So for book, I've chosen To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. This is just such a great book. Like, it's kind of really exploration of space. And if you like biology, it just fulfills that kind of ecology loving soul. It's just really great. And just kind of seeing the characters as well, their little journey, kind of how they would cope with being away from like all humanity. There's just 4 of them and they're kind of group dynamics and stuff. So yeah, this is a really great, this is like one of the very few novellas that I actually like. But yeah, so that's that one. And also for a character, I'm going to choose Navani from the Stormlight Archive. Would be a video without Sanderson, well, I've already had. And Navani's just such a great character, and she's kind of an inventor, which is so great. And yeah, she's like almost the primary inventor in this world, which is really awesome to see, like a woman. And I think for Rhythm of War in the synopsis it says something about like a Fabrial arms race, so hopefully we'll get more of like Navani and kind of all her inventions. And yeah, and she like, and in one of the books she kind of builds this cool contraption, and yeah, she's just such a great character. So then the next prompt is HORDAK, who's like the villain, but we love him anyway. He's like a secret cinnamon roll. So for this prompt is your favourite grumpy character with a heart of gold, which who doesn't love characters like that? So for me, I've chosen Destin Khan from the Shattered Realms series. So I just love Destin. I don't know why, he's like the kind of spy master and he's really ruthless, but he's just like, he's probably my favourite character in that series, and he just like gets stuff done, which is really great. And yeah, he's definitely like the most competent in that whole series. But yeah, I guess he's kind of had like a hard bringing up, and when you first meet him you're not quite sure whether he's like good or not, because he's kind of working for like the enemy king, but he has his own agenda. So yeah, he's just such a great character, and if you haven't read Shattered Realms then you should. Then next up is Scorpia, who, oh, she's so cute. But yeah, so for this prompt, the prompt is your favourite cinnamon roll character. So for that I have 2, well, because, well, 3 actually, I can never choose. So that is Veronica and Tristan from Heart of Flames. I actually have their little character cards here, so there's, and they're phoenixes, which is super cool. Yeah, so they're just both such cinnamon rolly characters. I love how like sweet and kind Veronica is, and Tristan is also like he's quite a cinnamon roll as well. Yeah, they're just both so great, and I think it's really refreshing to see in like YA fantasy just some kind of sweet characters. Yeah, it's just really sweet. I've said sweet so many times. But yeah, they're just, oh, I nearly said it again. Yeah, they're just really driven, but also really kind of caring and nice at the same time. So yeah, I love them. And also Kitai from the Poppy War, he's so great. He's like, all the other characters like go around like killing everyone, and he's just there kind of merrily doing his maths. Which, yeah, and strategy. So yeah, I love him as well. So then next we have SHADOWWEAVER, which is best redemption arc. So I mean, obviously the Zuko, but he's not in a book. So for that one I'm going to choose Nona from Holy Sister. So I'm not sure, well no, from the Red Sister series. So I'm not sure you quite call this a redemption arc, but so at the beginning she's quite like a feral orphan, and she kind of doesn't really care about like killing people and stuff. But as she grows into such like a beautiful young woman, and she's just so great, and kind of her growth and how she becomes more kind of caring towards her fellow like novitiates, and just her relationship with like all the girls like Arabella and the other one whose name I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, and Kettle as well. So I just really love her growth. So yeah. And then the next prompt is NIGHTBLOOD. No, and then the next prompt is Grayskull. So that is your favourite sword. So this one, I feel like this is quite an obvious answer, is NIGHTBLOOD from Warbreaker. Yeah, NIGHTBLOOD is just so great, and I just love his like sass, and his kind of, he's just so cheery, especially for like this really big bad sword. But yeah, I love him. His dynamic with Vasha and Vivenna, and then also Seth as well, is just so great. So yeah, that's that one. And we have Bo, so I saved the best one to last. And for that prompt is your favourite himbo. So as you probably can tell, I love a good book himbo. So for that one, actually sticking on the theme of Warbreaker, have Lightsong. I love Lightsong. He's so great, and yeah, he's just so much fun, and I really love, yeah, his just whole arc challenging what he thinks of as godhood and what the world thinks of his godhood, and he's questioning whether he is a god or not. And yeah, he's just so great. And also I really love Adeline, of course, from the Stormlight Archive. So they're 2 of my favourite himbos. But yeah, so that's that one. So that is everything. So I'm going to tag some people in the description, and I really hope you do this video as well, and also anyone else who wants to do this, because I know maybe not so many people have watched She-Ra, but it's definitely worth watching, and hopefully this tag has inspired you to watch. So I would love it if you could do this tag, and definitely let me know, because I really want to watch everyone's. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you next time.